Always nice. And there is a Void Ray as the first unit. As going to be meant to take out these overlords over here. There's only one of them. Might be able to pick up some more on the other side of the map. They are reasonably far away from the Queen protection. RAGNAROK is quick with his pull, though. He should be able to get those units back to safety before the Void Ray arrives. Splooch. Immediately going into the fleet beacon as well. Parting. Aiming to go straight into the late game army composition. So far, offer for the 2 base. I would imagine you want to grab a 3rd base with this as well. He's not making anything else out of the other Stargate, so I would imagine this is going to be most likely carriers, right? Most likely carriers. The Cybercore not upgrading yet either, though, so let's see what he really goes for here. Apparently they had to pass for a moment. Only that was another Overlord that did fall due to the Void Race, and oh my, it is going to be Tempest again here. Wow, all right. It's another Protoss today and more Tempest today as well. What happened to the Tempest? Did I miss out on something here? Were they buffed, or why is everyone going for Tempest all of a sudden? Thought the carriers were working out all right for the Protoss. But no, now we are going into those Tempest more often. Some scouting Zerglings here from RAGNAROK as well. Keeping tabs on his opponents. Did see one of those Tempests, so let's see what he goes for. Might go for, you know, he is making a lair, so perhaps his idea is to get Corruptors against this. And now, after the single Tempest, we have Parting going for a lot of Void Rays, with the Void Ray speed as well. This could have all just been a plan to make it look like he's going for Tempest, and then quickly switch into Void Rays. Though, to be fair, I mean, RAGNAROK here, he could just make Mutalisk against the Tempest as well. And they do pretty good against the Void Rays too. Now, it's a bit of a rock, paper, scissors situation, I suppose, because if RAGNAROK goes for the Mutalisk, then if Parting is making Phoenix behind this, that would be really bad. And if RAGNAROK makes Corruptors, and Parting's making Void Rays behind this, now that would be really bad too, right? But we'll see. I guess it also matters how much RAGNAROK actually spends on his air units, right? Maybe he's just getting the Spire just to deal with the Tempest here. Maybe he just wants like 2 units or 3 units, right? He may not even need them, as the Queens are actually doing a lot of work here. And try to get that Tempest back into their range, and then just start hitting him up again. May want to wait for that shield to regen here. Alright, Parting losing the Void Ray. He's putting in a lot of efforts to get this harassment going, but he's also losing some of those units while he's trying to make that happen. Zerglings here seeing a lot of Void Rays still. We have Corruptors on the production tab. They have made those right before he actually saw those Void Rays. But Hydra Den is also coming into play here. Looking to get himself into the later game tech tree. Robo Bay and the charge upgrade about to be completed here. Already we have the Templar Archives also. Parting setting up his army composition for the extreme late game already, and it's pre-8 minutes, right? There's not much else left to be wanted here for Parting. Maybe some opportunity to go for some disruptors or something like that, just in case there are There is a big force of Ragnarok on the ground all of a sudden. Which, you know, is becoming a possibility. Those Hydras are being constructed, right? You would like to have something there. The Storm upgrade, usually the choice though, and most likely that is going to be the upgrade for parting here as well. As soon as he wants to start it, of course. Hopefully he won't forget. He's just going for the Archons for now. Alright, so it's not like he forgot, he's opting to go for Archons instead. Which aren't that great against Hydras. Not as good as Storm is, anyway. Instantly into an Archon? Yeah, he has no real ambition to go into the Storm at this point in time. Doesn't want to make that investment, it looks like. He may just be under the impression that Ragnarok is going for a big Corruptible, right? And against the big Corruptible, the Archons will do fine, but against the big Hydra composition, they're not that fantastic. Here we are. Ragnarok now, his army is kind of revealed here. Those Hydras and Banelings were trying to make a big move onto the 4th base of parting. The Corruptus as well, kind of on a sacrificial run here. Trying to take out the Nexus, the shield battery overcharge. Trying its hardest, but those Corruptors, that DPS is just going up and up. Although, with some of them going down, oh, I can't look away. Okay, it does fall. Now we can finally move over here. So that was just too exciting not to see if it would go down or not. Hydra's struggling a little bit to get underneath the Void Rays with that quick movement upgrade completed. Looks like Parting also able to take out a base right here. Seeing the Hydra composition immediately starts up that that Storm upgrade here. It's a good choice. Very good choice. Not that much creep spread either around, right? That's a big deal. Absolutely need to have good creep spread when you're going with a Hydra army composition. Especially if you're up against those Void Rays, because otherwise you're just never catching up. Nice target fire on the low HP Void Ray here. Looking for the split of units from Ragnarok to push this out again. That could be a fairly nasty supply block here, actually. Overlords do fall. What's this? Only 2 Zealots, okay. Thought for a moment that might be Storm Drops. They are not Storm Drops, so... It's not much to storm here yet, anyway, right? Need to wait for a couple more drones to come in. Another Overlord sniped out as well. Parting on the hunt with those Void Rays, whichever he has left. Did stop the Void Ray production though. Not making any carriers or anything of the sort either. He's just gone into Charge Lord, Archon, High Templar mode. He is building a force that is meant to be taking out a ground army of Ragnarok's making. Now, to be fair, as soon as Ragnarok has the Lurkers... Oh, no! Oh, those Zealots, they all bunched up right on top of those Banelings. The Banelings as well, getting on top of the High Templar. There's nothing left anymore. Man, those Zealots, they had the worst engagement they could have ever had. Just wrapping around a big ball of Banelings, every single one of them. Oh dear, Parting. He's trying his best to make something happen with the Void Rays on the other side. This is a big problem right here. No Storms available, not any Zealots really now warping in a big clump, but the Zerglings, actually, this is the point in time when that wall with the Zealots, you don't have it very often, but the Zealots would like to get out, but the Zerglings containing them in the Brodos makeshift wall here. That is most likely going to be Ragnarok bringing himself to... I thought he was just going to break into this base here. I don't exactly know why he's not. Wants to deal with whatever's happening back at home. Not that much, right? I mean, he could have just left those Hydras at the front door of Parting. He did lose quite a bit. I mean, yeah, he probably just should have kept on pushing here, right? At least that's what I would think. Alright. Yeah, this is awkward, man. I think there really was a moment where Ragnarok maybe not quite aware of what was still waiting in that natural base. Very often you do see Zergs, right, trying to push too deep into those bases in those times, and it's a scary thing because there's not really a good way to retreat for the Hydralisk if you push that far forwards and it doesn't quite work out, right? It's like, alright, well, all these Hydras are just dead now. There's no saving them at all. Okay. So maybe that's why Ragnarok decides to just play it safe, keep those units alive for as long as he can. He's gotten up to 10 Mutalisk here. A couple of Phoenix trying to be produced by parting, but looks like his economy game not all up to snuff here to be able to keep producing those Phoenix. Might cause him more harm than any good though. Ooh, these Mutalisk very greedy, going for those High Templar. Not entirely certain they got their worth. They are still a potential threat here for probes and war prisms alike. Luring this Protoss force into the top side now. A couple of storms there actually landing quite nicely, it looks like. A lot of those Hydras very low on HP. Yeah, Ragnarok comes in again. Was it a mistake to move backwards? Did he leave parting with too much to rebuild with? I think that might be the case. Oh, it's starting to get pretty close. Immortals on the right side are starting to fall, but there's not much left for the Zerg. Only Zerglings coming back as reinforcements. Would like to grab that Immortal. Immortal not rescued by the War Prism. So at least that does still fall. And again, this puts parting in a very good spot here overall. Alright. Now a little bit of a calm period in the match. Neither of these players really willing to try and push themselves across. Ragnarok is starting to build up again though. And will be running in right now after making a lot of extra banelings. The shield batteries here will fall quite quickly. So does the Nexus. Primary target Ragnarok had to take out there. Taking some damage back at home as well. There's a couple of Zealots on his fourth base. But enough reinforcements coming in to deal with that situation. Pulled the drones quite nicely. And yeah, not much there for our Protoss player to be achieved. 140 supply overall versus the 95 of parting. Looking pretty smooth here for Ragnarok. I'll be able to, let's see actually the, oh, we can't see the income graph, of course. We can see the income window though, and there is twice as much mineral income here for Ragnarok, so almost twice as much gas as well. He is very happy if he can just keep rolling in here, keep denying the fourth base, and keep trading his army for the army of parting, and he'll be absolutely fine. Man, those Banelings are getting really close to the High Templar. Only 3 are left, and that is most likely going to be the end of all these High Templar right now. The Hydralisk cleaning up anything that was left behind as well, not running away from the situation. And there you have it. GG is called. Ragnarok takes game number 1. Well played by the Alpha X Zerg. Ragnarok. What do we want to see from Ragnarok, right? I think he's just going to respond to whatever parting's doing again. He seems to be getting better and better at that type of thing. Also, what I've noticed is that, well, at least matches against, I believe it was Björn, right? Yeah, Björn was the player we saw against, we saw him play against last time. Actually beating Björn in a very nice fashion. Taking that victory in a all 7 matches played series, being able to tie it up in what would have been a best of 9 victory anyway, which was very surprising because it felt like we were allowing Ragnarok to you know, maybe get a couple of extra games versus Beyond. Because we thought that might get a little bit one-sided, but there he was, just shining through. Now, I did ask him about those games as well, and he mentioned that he was opening up with a lot of spawning pool first kind of plays and such, just to keep his opponent on the defensive, right? He just never wanted Beyond to feel in a position like he can go on the offense. That worked out very well for him. In this match versus Barting, though, so far, not a single spawning pool first. It may just be an overall ZVP versus a ZVT type of thing, right? Brodal's a little bit less likely to come in with a, you know, a dropship very early on. Or a couple of Marines suddenly ready to hit you up. A Reaper somewhere in your base trying to be a nuisance. Banshee, all that harassment type of thing. Not as much part of the Brodal's arsenal. What is part of the Brodal's arsenal, though, are these really big timing pushes, right? That is a big part of what they do. Especially against Zergs, and this Adept Glaive attack. We all are familiar with it, I imagine. It's something that used to work incredibly well and kind of lost favor over time, as, you know what, the Zergs kind of just figured out how to deal with it. They've gotten better and better with the execution against it as well, and it's just a very difficult build for the Brodals to make work still. Being said, it does still work sometimes, just because it is a very powerful attack. See if it works out for Barting this time around. There's the 6 other adepts that were warped in previously. How many gateways? It is a 4 gate, so that is quite a commitment. It's not a 3 gate, it's not a 2 gate, it is actually the 4 gate. So here we are, all those adepts now moving forwards, looking to just start picking away whatever they can. Into the main base, there's a big ball of roaches and zerglings, so does not let that shade finish. Continues onwards towards the drones. And so far, this is looking very good for RAGNAROK. He's not lost a single drone just quite yet. To be fair, he's not went up to a crazy amount of drones either. Only 37 drones right now available. Okay, he did lose 1 drone apparently. But yeah, that's not that many. You would like to see a couple more. Right now, 43. Okay, this is a good place to be. As long as he doesn't lose any extra stuff, this could be a good moment for him. Still adepts on the field, though. Of course, 10 of them in total. Army supply definitely taking a bit of charge here on RAGNAROK's side of things. Just has to be wary of these adepts with the War Prism still, and he's staying on top of it, so well done to him. Taking out some debris here as well. Never a bad choice when you're the Zerg. Usually the more maneuverability, the better it will be for you. Especially if you're playing roaches or something like that, right? You want to be able to take those massive concaves. Ooh, the queen! Oh, what a shame. Parting, good eye though, seeing that there is an opportunity there for him to just jump on that queen and take it down. Yeah, RAGNAROK here. I mean, he might just go for a massive attack overall. I'm not sure if I'm the biggest fan of this. It's especially because of this. The observer of Parting, just completely aware of what's going on. Disruptor is coming in as well. That is going to be absolutely devastating against what kind of army composition RAGNAROK is sporting here. Here we are, the first battle. A lot of Zerglings here. They would need to get a good surround on that Protoss army. Look, he's trying to lure him off the ramp, and that way he can try to get those Zerglings surrounding them. Hopefully before they reach the shield batteries and such, but I do manage to go back in time. Now, also with those Zerglings, the Biles, of course, maybe a little bit more of a bigger threat. The shield batteries here, they are absolutely killing it. Well, not really killing it. They are preventing any killing taking place here of the Zerg. I mean, look at the resources lost tab right there. Just a casual 2k extra minerals lost tab for the Zerg. Jeez, God. I mean, this is probably not the way you want to play this. Let's see. Keep an eye out on that queen count on the production tab. So far, only one. DT Shrine here by parting. That's an interesting play. Haven't quite seen him do that one in his best of 3 just yet. So I wonder how well Ragnarok is going to read into that situation and how well he's gonna deal with it. Oh, Adept, Mr. Adept, where did you go? There we are. Thought he was going to go for his scouts here, but apparently not. Roach Warren as well as a War Prism. War Prism harassment here could be quite nice. No Lair. No Spore Crawlers. Could be a quick end to Ragnarok here if he does not start any of that up anytime soon. Because that War Prism is going to be flying across pretty quickly. Wait a moment. Is he? Oh, he's using the War Prism beforehand. And he's showing Adepts right now. Oh, he's so smart. Alright, this is a big mind game here. This is what you would do with the Adept attack. You just... Well, you don't have to show the Adepts, of course. Not necessarily, but he did show them. And so far, Ragnarok, he's just preparing for those Adepts, right? No thought in his mind is thinking Dark Templars right now up until 1, 2, 3, and there we are. Panic. Panic ensues. 3 Spore Crawlers immediately thrown down absolutely everywhere. Needs to get those rolling as quickly as possible. Needs to make more Spore Crawlers. Needs to have one that can run down here. Oh! What? What? Excuse me, sir. Alright, that was gorgeous. He just hold positioned his Zerglings on top of 2 Dark Templar and they just biled them. He still lost the 3rd base, which is a massive thing here, but that was a very cool move nonetheless. That was a very cool move. Alright, Dark Templars now in the main base, trying some more harassment, but Spore Crawlers are available. Parting, that was successful, right? That was quite a successful little trade there. 3 DTs, 5 Adepts for the, you know what, good old price of a hatchery and 4 drones right there. Economic damage speaking wise anyway. Dealing with a lot of Zerglings as well. 10 Zerglings a queen also going down, of course. They don't grow on trees. They grow on hatcheries, but apparently that's not free, so... Not quite sure how that works. Probably has to do with some sort of a taxation or something like that. Ooh, that is rough. 3rd base once again getting cancelled here by Ragnarok. If you're Ragnarok, you're starting to get a little bit desperate. This is so cool of parting though. Like, I have to say this every time I see him do this type of stuff. Right? And then... Like, when I see other people do this type of stuff as well, they immediately make their Dark Templars into Archons. And sometimes, you know, it's just like, alright, but you could still get a lot of value from Dark Templar overall. You don't have to make them Archons immediately right now. Right, especially if your opponent doesn't have one of those Overseers. You can try to rotate around, see if there's an opportunity for that other base that's being developed. And you get another cancel, you get another Ravager or a Roach or, you know, 9 more Zerglings. Without them being able to do anything. Except for just kind of run around, panicky, try to get a full surround with his Zerglings and then bile you. But good luck letting those hit when there's a War Prism right above those Dark Templars. Okay, now I think it is time to stop doing DT stuff though. Now I think Archons would... start to be better. Because there are Overseers now. There's Spore Crawlers in every single base. There's no Zerg trying to expand anywhere. Army composition of Parting here, quite interesting. He went for mostly Stalkers. The Stalkers with the Archons could be a very powerful attacking force here. But we only have a single Archon and it's not participating just quite yet with this battle. Another very interesting choice here from RAGNAROK. He's making 4 Mutalisk. When his opponent went full Blink Stalker Archon army here, RAGNAROK's making 4 Mutalisk. May have been a little bit of a misstep, because he did start up the Roaches and Zerglings here. Or he's planning to do a little secret covert operation on the other side of the map here, which is looking to be the case. There's no static defenses there for Parting. Parting's gonna fall for his own trap. He punished RAGNAROK not for making the static defenses. And now he's gonna get punished himself for making the same mistake right here, right now. Those Stalkers may want to consider recalling back home. But to which Nexus do you want to go to? I guess the natural if it comes down to it. Maybe just a warp in at home already enough to deal with this threat. Don't go chasing the Stalkers up a waterfall. Alright, he will still continue to give chase here. I think the Stalkers are getting a bit of value overall, but RAGNAROK feeling confidence. And does march straight onto this third base right now. The Stalkers, are they plentiful in number with those shield batteries? You would think so, right? Well, let's see. Little Archon harassment there with the Warp Prism as well. The Mutalisk immediately chase down the Warp Prism. Will be able to shut that down. So the Archon goes down as well. Roaches and Ravagers on top of the worker line right here, trying to cause the Stalkers to have to fight in a bad concave because of the Nexus right now. Doing his best, trying to keep on pushing through. I'm not quite sure if this is going to be enough though. And yeah, there it is. GG is called.